Welcome to a new season of Cozy Moon Podcast. This is season 5 of Cozy Moon. My name is Shan, mom of the girls. This is a podcast where we talk about surviving parenting, the realness about preggo-ness, and giving really good tips on being our best parent and evolving every day. So if that's what you're looking for, you're at the right place. Welcome to Mama Shan Tip or Question. Is it a tip? Or is it a question? Let's see. Hey, welcome back to another episode from Cozy Moon Podcast. My name is Shan. This is season 5, episode 11, Watering Bad Behavior. The point of this episode is to bring light to the fact that I see so many kids talking back, yelling at parents, disrespecting teachers, authority, and getting wants met. Why are they still getting wants? Why are they still feeling like no matter what they do, they're going to get what they want? What are we not doing as parents to let them know that their character, that behavior is not acceptable? That's what I'm talking about. If you're not ready, don't listen. If you're ready, let's go. The facts. These are the facts. A lot of parents feel like if their child doesn't have all the mainstream things that other kids want, they're not being good parents. Or they feel like if my child doesn't have the latest phone, that I'm not a good mom or I'm not a good dad and they're not going to like me. It is not up for your children to decide if they like you or not between the ages of birth to 18 years of age. You're not there to be a friend. You're not there to be liked. You're there to guide and to raise your kids into being better adults. That is what you're there for. So this whole, my kids are not going to like me if I don't get them the latest Jordans. My kids are not going to like me if I don't get them, this, that, the third. What is your child doing to earn those nice things? Because when you have grown adults working multiple jobs, paying bills, and they can't even afford the iPhone 8, but you see an elementary child at school in class when they're supposed to be learning on an iPhone 11, there's a problem. When that kid's grades are below where they need to be, and that child has this phone, this very expensive phone, no job, that's a problem. And that tells me that parents aren't paying attention to their children's needs versus their wants. I think wants have blended into children's needs, and we need to separate that once again. Not every parent blends it, but most parents today, they blend it. And you're not raising the best child to become the best adult when it comes to blending their wants. Kids learn by earning what they have. Don't just give your kids all this random games, toys, clothes, high-tech instruments. Don't do that. They're not going to understand the value of taking care of something. They're not going to understand the value of earning something. They're not going to understand the value of working for it. Kids grow into humble adults when the experience is given to them and opportunities to see what give and take is, to experience what give and take is. When kids are exposed to different cultures and they see that they could have less and still survive, then when they go home and they see that they have so much more, they'll appreciate it more. But when you have a child where you don't even expose them to different cultures, different places to live, different situations, take them to family shelters, expose them to how the homeless live, how do kids live that, have no parents, that are abandoned or orphaned, their gratitude is going to grow. But if you don't show your kids that, and if you don't put them in the spaces to actually experience what that could be like for them if they didn't have you and they didn't have their dad and they didn't have the support system that they have, they're not going to understand all that you're trying to tell them. They're not going to understand, like, you know what, maybe you don't know what it's like to not have food to eat. You don't know what it's like to not have a house. You don't know what it's like to not have your own room. You don't know what it's like to not know, how you're going to get clothes, how you're going to get to and from. A lot of these kids have never walked to school a day in their life. A lot of these kids have never taken the bus, have never taken the train, don't know what a trolley is, wouldn't know what to do when they got into a taxi before Uber or Lyft. So we're different. We're dealing with a different generation, and I get it, but we really have to be balanced in how we teach our kids, so they can, be better later. And I'm really into traveling with my children. I want them to see the world instead of, Christmas time sitting at home getting all these presents that your parents work hard for. You work hard for. Other people work hard for to give your kid to put a smile on their face. Maybe take your family to a homeless shelter or a women's shelter and feed the homeless, or give gifts to people who don't have what you have, and show them that, Christmas is not all about getting. It should be about giving what you have enough of to someone that does not have. And I can't wait for my kids to get a little older so they can come with me on those experiences and give back and feed people who do not have, and give to people that do not have. Even when I buy them things, when I buy them toys, things that they don't need, I take old toys that they haven't played with and I donate it. And I give it to, daycare. I give it to even their old books. Once I get the new books, I take the old books that, they've read a million times, and I give it to the daycare. I give it to the library. You have to be able to give in order to receive. And that's what that's about. And I'm not giving a child anything if their behavior is bad, if they don't respect me, if they mistreat other people in the home, mistreat people at school, talk down to their teachers. You have to show respect to get respect. You have to show that you've earned these things to have these nice things. A child doesn't tell me what I'm buying and what I'm not buying for them to make sure they're warm, to make sure they're clean. You don't delegate that. Children have to understand what their position is, just like a dad has to understand what his position is. A mom has to understand what her position is. A grandparent has to understand what their position is. If you blur that for them as children, how are you expecting them to grow up into good adults? Good teenagers. Have structure, have values, have standards. They're not going to be able to do it if you keep watering bad behavior. If you've been misbehaving all year and your birthday's coming up, do you think I'm throwing you an elaborate birthday party? Do you think I'm paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars? Sending invitations out, taking out the time, taking off work, spending money on decorations, renting out different venues, taking you to Disney World, buying plane tickets. Do you think I'm doing that? I'm not doing that. I don't care about clout. I don't care about who says what. I don't care about what an 8-year-old is supposed to have, what a 10-year-old is supposed to have, a sweet 16. If you haven't earned it, you're not getting it. Because when you become an adult, after 25, a birthday is just a birthday. I must have blinked and missed it. I haven't celebrated a birthday since I was 25 years old. I am 32. When my birthday comes, the most I could probably do is not go to work and regret it a week later when I see my check and I could have worked. You know what I'm saying? It's different. The celebrations have to be within. But when it comes to your kids, you have to teach them balance. Instead of pulling out your phones when you see bad behavior in children, put your phones up. Walk away. Let their parent deal with them. Do not feed into bad behavior. That's why these reality shows exist. That's why there's so much fighting on TV with grown women, grown men. Because they want views. They want conversation. They want attention. Bad Girls Club. Why does Bad Girls Club exist? Because it's a bunch of different personalities in the house of different women fighting about something so pointless and so senseless and making a fool of themselves on TV, on video that can be replayed over and over and over and over again. Stop watering bad behavior. If your child does not work and they can work, you're watering bad behavior. If your child's grades are failing and they have the latest everything, you're watering bad behavior. If your child does not clean the house, does not, cut the grass, does not clean the cars, does not know how to cook, does not know how to iron their clothes, do their laundry, you're watering bad behavior. If you have to wake up and tell your child to go brush their teeth and wash their face and take a shower and tell them they stink, you're watering bad behavior. All of those things your children should know how to do without you having to tell them. Stop watering bad behavior. It ends. It has to end as their children, because when they grow up into adults, another adult does not want to do the fight of telling another adult, hey, did anybody teach you any manners? Did anybody teach you any values? Did anybody teach you any standards? Nobody wants to have that discussion. So please do all the people in the future a favor. Do all the other parents that have kids at school that your kids attend. Stop watering their bad behavior, because it's going to brush off on other kids. It's going to confuse other kids. Other kids are going to be like, you know what? I have great grades. I do all my work. I work part-time. I do my projects. I help around the house. And I don't have the latest iPhone. I don't have the latest sneakers. I don't have all the money that, their family has. But they get this, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Stop watering that bad behavior, please. My name is Shan. I'm only raising 2 kids, but even before I had kids, I knew that all attention is not good attention. And children, like I said before, learn best when they earn what they get. Thank you for listening to Cozy Room. Peace. Bye.
Bye.